No one in the business world today can avoid discussion of the Great Resignation. Unemployment rates in many developed countries are at historic lows. Strong economic recovery, a tight labor market, combined with production and transport shortages, find many nations with more jobs than they can fill. And given the law of supply and demand, workers now have more power over how and where they work. And increasingly, they're looking for greener pastures. So what if the gaps in your offices, stores, and factories are only the first phase? Will empty chairs in your corporate boardroom be the next trend? Maybe not at the moment. Board turnover is slow by nature, but there are hints. A new Spencer Stewart board survey found average board tenure at major companies dropped by a full year between 2011 and 2021. Almost half of the current directors studied had tenures of less than 5 years. Also, many of the factors driving the great labor resignation are also faced by corporate directors as well. Board members have had to govern through a lot of drama recently. They may travel less for in-person board sessions, but if you add up all the hours demanded of virtual meetings and phone calls, I suspect directors miss the old days. For 2 years, directors have been putting out governance fires. The satisfactions of board service increasingly feel like a burden. Modern governance trends also point toward an uptick in boardroom churn. Active executives can serve fewer boards than they did a decade ago. This makes for tighter boardroom talent pools. More board searches, at least for the biggest companies, are now handled through search firms. One top headhunter I spoke with told me that at least half of her new assignments include diversity qualifiers now. The older white CEOs named George, who filled so many boardrooms for decades, will be making room for the new generation. If you blend these factors together, they suggest a coming great resignation for corporate boardrooms. You'll be urgently seeking younger, more diverse talents because you'll have little choice. Will your board be ready? I'm Ralph Ward from the Boardroom for February.